ഓം ഗം ഗണപതയേ നമഃ. ഓം ഗും ഗുരുഭ്യോ നമഃ. ഓം സം സരസ്വതേ നമഃ. ഓം സദാശിവസമാരംഭാം ശങ്കരാചാര്യമധ്യമാം അസ്മദാചാര്യപര്യന്താം വന്ദേ ഗുരുപരമ്പരാം. ശ്രുതിസ്മൃതിപുരാണാനാമാലയം കരുണാലയം നമാമി ഭഗവത്പാദശങ്കരം ലോകശങ്കരം. ശങ്കരം ശങ്കരാചാര്യം കേശവം ബാദരായണം സൂത്രഭാഷ്യകൃതൗ വന്ദേ ഭഗവന്തൗ പുനഃ പുനഃ. സമസ്തജനകല്യാണേ നിരതം കരുണാമയം നമാമി ചിന്മയം ദേവം സദ്ഗുരും ബ്രഹ്മവിദ്വരം. ഓം സഹനാവവതു സഹനൗ ഭുനക്തു സഹ വീര്യം കരവാവഹൈ തേജസ്വിനാവധീതമസ്തു മാ വിദ്വിഷാവഹൈ. ഓം ശാന്തി ശാന്തി ശാന്തി. One of you can chant the first verse who has by hearted it, other than who chanted last time. Anybody would like to? Very good. Second sloka. Sangasat. Okay, so who else? Very good. Good. Please repeat. Kshudvyadischa chikitsyataam pratidinam bhikshaushadham bhujyataam swadvannam natu yachyataam vidivashat praptena santushyatam shitoshnadivishahyatam natu vrita vakyam samuccharyatam ഔദാസീന്യമഭീപ്സ്യതാം ജനകൃപാ നൈഷ്ഠുര്യമുത്സൃജ്യതാം. We chant together. ക്ഷുദ്വ്യാധിശ്ച ചികിത്സ്യതാം പ്രതിദിനം ഭിക്ഷൗഷധം ഭുജ്യതാം Swadvannam natu yachyatam vidhivasat praptena santushyatam Shitoshnadi vishahyatam natu vridhavakyam samuchayyatam Audasinyamabhipsyatam janakripa naishturyamutsrijyatam. As the last verse was dedicated for Manana and Nididhyasana, this verse is dedicated for Tapas. Tapasa Brahma Vijijñāsasva Tapo Brahmeti. We listen in the Upanishad. What is the way to realize this truth? Just studying by hearting, mugging up will not help. How can this be our experience? Only through tapas. We should be ready to take up austerity. Austerity, adva tapas, is the path. Until and unless we prepare our mind, our body and our speech, it is impossible for us to realize, experience the truth. So that's why our Shastra is very much, concentrated on different kinds of tapas, which all of us should take. The moment we hear tapas, we think about, all those pictures we have seen in Amar Chitragada, that Ravana is standing on one foot and then doing tapas for 1,000 years and all that. That is not what actually tapa means. Tapas means to heat up. Tapayati iti tapaha, to heat. Like, how do we purify gold? Suppose we have a chain. And in the chain, we want to take the gold out of it. Because generally, any ornament is made adding gold and copper. So we want to take the pure gold. What we do? We heat it up so that like that, how can we purify ourselves? Through heating up. Oh my God, we have to jump into the fire or no. Not that. So we need tapas. In Bhagavad Gita, we will learn. Shri Bhagavan will give us the tips for tapas. Kayika tapas, vachika tapas, manasika tapas. The tapas, the austerity is taken up in 3 different levels: physical, verbal and mental. So there are 3 levels of tapas which all of us should perform to purify our 3 karana. Our 3 equipments. 3 karanam. What is 3 karana? 3 equipments. Which are they? Vak, Sharira, Manaha. Sharira, the body. Vak, the speech. And Manaha, the mind. These are the 3 equipments all of us have. And we have to use this in order to make, our these 3 equipments sharp and purified. We have to take up tapas. Now, in the first part, a very important tapas is indicated. That is Bhikshanam. Bhiksha, today is a very auspicious day. Today, Dhanteras, no? Today is the day in Kashi, Sri Jagadambika, this Devi Annapurna's golden Murti will be worshipped. So very appropriate day to think about the Bhikshaushadham Vujjatam. So Bhikshaushadham, that's a great tapas. As I was telling, Bhikshaushadha, that brings that dedication, it helps us to cross over our limitations, our pride, prejudice, all kinds of, different kinds of mental blockages. This all can be overcome by this tapas known as Bhiksha. Now, In the next two lines, Bhagavan is indicating the three tapas, trividha tapas, three types of tapas. Which are they? Kayika tapas, Vachika tapas, and Manasika tapas. Tapas, austerities we should take up in our physical level, in our speech, in our thinking, in the level of the mind. So these next two lines are indicating about the tapas. Shitoshnadi vishahyatam. We start with our physical tapas. What is physical tapas? The tapas which we knowingly take up. See, there's a lot of difference between tapas and suffering. Okay? In tapas also we suffer, but that suffering we are taking it up by ourselves with a lakshya, with a goal. So, here Bhagavan is giving us an important tip when we are in this path of spirituality. Vishahyatam. Vishahyatam. Sometimes people think Vishahyatam, some visha, poison. No. Visahyatam. That is how we split the word. Vi plus sahyata. Okay? There is a rule in Sanskrit that in a word, if sa comes after e, u, etc., that sa will change into sha. That's why Visahyatam becoming Vishahyata. Okay? Shitoshnati Vishahyatam. Vishahyatam means bear. Different kinds of experiences, we should be able to take it without complaint. We have to take it, there is no other way. We take it up also, but most of the time, we complain about them. One of the greatest challenge of the Vedanta Sadhana course is sitting in this hall. Because some of you want the AC, some of you doesn't like that, some want this, some want that. It's really a mess. So now we decide, okay, we switch off the AC, then it becomes so hot. So everything is like that. So in life is like that. There will be ups and downs. So Shita means cold. Ushna means heat. Shita, Ushnadi, cold and heat, etc., etc. Shita, Ushna is only just indicating so many other things are there in life. It's known as Dvandva. Dvandva, the pairs of opposites. In our life, we have to face different pairs of opposites. These pairs of opposites are, that's generally called in our spiritual shastra as Dvandva Sahishnutva. We will listen to that when we are studying Tattva Bodh. So, Dvandva means pairs of opposite. That's why here said Adi, etc. Not only Shita Ushna. There are so many adjustments we have to do when we are walking this path. In physical level, in our mental level, so many adjustments have to be done. So, that's what indicated here. Shita, Ushna, Adi. Adi means etc. What is this etc.? In physical level, in our physical level is Shita, Ushna, etc. In our pranic level, in the level of our prana is the hunger and thirst. And in our manas, the level of our mind is sukha, dukkha. Happiness, sadness, this all will happen. And then in our intellectual level is the honor, dishonor, respect, disrespect. This all will be there in life. And most important thing, our success and failures. So Adi means etc. Etc. is a long list. Pairs of opposites. Success and failure, honor and dishonor, happiness and sadness. So all these are all known as the dundvam, pairs of opposite. This will be there in our life. We cannot avoid this. Why? See, human life, we have taken a human body, a human life, which is a mishrita of papa punya. A human life is the result of mixture of papa and punya. If we had more punya, then we will be in some upper worlds, devatas or something. If we had more papa, then we would have been some animals or some other adholoka. We are born as human beings because in our life there is a mixture of papa and punya. Because of that, human life will be a mixture of sukha and dukkha. For sure. There is no person in this world who is fully happy, or there is no person in this world who is totally unhappy. We may think, those really look at those children of the, street children, they are all suffering. We may think like that. When we travel in Mumbai, etc., we can see those people are, in the pavement, that people are sleeping. Such a deep sleep. Whether, traveling, the vehicles are there honking, nothing affects them. They sleep so well. They eat so well. So we may think, and look at those children, they are happily playing. I'm not telling they are not. See, this we cannot say that there is a being in this world, human being in this world, who is only suffering or who is totally happy, other than a realized master. So why? Because human life is a mixture of sukha dukkha. No total sukha, no total dukkha. So that is the law of human life. So in our life, sometimes happiness will be there, sometimes unhappiness will be there. We should train ourselves not to get depressed when unhappiness comes, not to get, overjoyed or become very arrogant when sukha comes. So, this is known as dvandva sahishnutvam. When pairs of our opposites come to our life because of our prarabdha, never ever criticize or think bad about Bhagavan. Bhagavan is not actually doing it. It's not that he's cursing us and so much of dukkha comes to us. No. Why should Bhagavan curse anybody? See, whatever is coming to our life is because of our own actions in this life or in our past lives. Asmin janmani janma janmandareva krita karmanam bhalam. We are all going through, whether it is sukha or dukkha, these are all because of our own karma, which we have done this life or in the past life. So when sukha comes, don't become very arrogant. And when dukkha comes, don't feel dejected. This both will pass. Even this shall pass. Nothing is stable in human life. Everything will pass. So, vishahyatam. Have that clarity in our mind that even this shall pass. And never get dejected, never get arrogant because of any of these kinds of pairs of opposite. Shita ushnadi visahyatam. Sahyatam, bear. Be able to take it and march forward. We will learn about this. This quality is known as titiksha. When we read Tattvabodha and other texts, we will learn more about this great quality, titiksha. A very great, important quality all of us should develop is titiksha. And in Gita ji also Bhagavan says, no, sukha dukkhe same krutva labha labhau jaya jayau tato yuddhaya yujyasva naivam papam avapsyasi. This life is a struggle. No? So what we should do, in life, sometimes sukha comes, sometimes dukkha comes. Sometimes happiness is there, sometimes suffering is there. Sometimes labha, we will be victorious, we will be successful. Sometimes we also fail. Sometimes jaya, this all happened to us. Sometimes we gain, sometimes we lose. It's okay. That is life. Take it and march forward. So this is a very, 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 very important tapas for all of us, known as Dvandva Sahishnutvam. In our life, whatever comes, whether good or bad, take it with a balanced mind, so that it will not affect our core. See, for some time, when something comes, it will hit us, we become very sad for a few minutes. It's okay. But don't get dejected by those, depressed by those sukha dukkha in our life. This is very, very important, quality all of us should develop. Now, how can we do this? How can we do this, this Sitoshna, the Vishahyata? Sometimes many of us also already started this, See, we went to Illam and sitting there and doing japa or meditation. Then that time, somebody sit outside and singing. And then we go to our room. Oh, here it is not good. Let us go to our room. And in our room we are sitting, and then somebody is standing just outside our room and then gossiping. So everywhere we go, there will be some kind of, So what we have to go? We have to go deep into our heart. So only one silent place, that silent place is deep within. The outside world is something which we cannot control. But there's one place which we all can control, which is under our, that is our own heart. Hridaya kuhara madhye kevalam brahma matram. Hridaya kuhara, the cave of our heart, that it is very peaceful. Okay, so Sitoshna Vishahyatam. This all will happen. This little pinpricks of life, as Puja Gurudev calls them, be balanced. Now, how can we do this? How this Sitoshna Vishahyatam is possible? It is possible with two practices. One practice is shift of attention. When we are going through different dundua, when we shift our attention, then what happens? We'll be able to handle it. Means, when there is, lot of dukkha comes to us, sukha comes to us, whatever happens to us, shift our attention to Bhagavan. Shift our attention to Shastra Padha. Shift our attention to service. Shift our attention to different kinds of sadhanas. Each one of us will be able to do different things. When the mind is very much disturbed, many may not be able to meditate upon Bhagavan, because we feel angry with the Lord also. So what we do? Go out, do some service. That is the best way. Do something, physically. Clean your room. If the room is clean, go to the next person's room and then clean the room. So clean or do some seva. This is physical activity will actually help us to come out of that. That's why we have Deepavali cleaning. Finished your Deepavali cleaning? Should do Deepavali cleaning, okay? So that something physical, go to some place, serve. Because when we really start to do something, we'll be able to come out of it faster. The best is to go to surrender to the Lord, sing His glories, His Nama Japa, etc., etc. If not possible, find out, or some people can just, read or something to shift your attention to a higher level, okay? Not to a lower level. Okay, when we shift our attention to a higher level, we'll be able to come out of that. Another sadhana, what we can practice for this Shitoshnadi Dundu Saishtuntam is Sakshi Bhava. Sakshi Bhava means practice the attitude of a witness. These are all happening. We are just a witness. Whether good, bad, happiness, joy, sadness, this all goes like, It's like, Sri Sharada Devi says, it's like a river. You stand on top of a bridge and then watch the river. You can see that sometimes the flowers are floating on the river. Sometimes diyas, beautiful diyas are floating through the diyas. So beautiful. Sometimes maybe a dead body is also floating through that. So that's the world. Mind is like that. Sometimes good thoughts, great ideas, sometimes such worse thoughts, this all will come and go. It will pass. Just give some time. Everything will be, whether good or bad, right or wrong, everything will go away. Try to develop that power of witness, being just a witness. Like that person standing on the bridge and then looking at the river, like that. Let us also just watch the mind. So these are the two sadhanas which help us to come out of these dualities. Okay? Shitoshnadi vishahyatam natu vridha vakyam samuchchayyatam. So Shitoshna, etc. is basically, in the physical level, but not only physical level, our mind, everything. So it is more of the Sharirika tapas. Physical austerity is indicated in this Shitoshnadi Vishahyada. Next verse is indicating Vachika tapas. The austerity on the levels of speech. More than tapas, we should pay more attention to Vachika tapas than Sharirika tapas. Because the subtler, the stronger. So, this is a very, very important tapas. All of us should practice is Vachika tapas. What is it? Natu vridhavakyam samuchchayyatam. Vridhavakyam na samuchchayyatam. Uchchaydam, speak. Na samuchchaydam, never speak. What? Vridhavakyam. Vridhavakyam, wasteful talks. No, there is no meaning. There is nothing, just, time pass. Gossiping. Why do we gossip? Time pass, there's no other word. So it says, be careful that never ever, this tapas, this vak or speech is more powerful than action. So be careful that we are never getting involved with, indulged in this speaking unnecessarily. Should be very careful. Vridhavakyam. Sometimes we ourselves should, in the night, before we go to our sleep, we should sit down and just see the entire day. Okay? What are the things which happened? Good, bad. And slowly think that, what are the things I spoke today? How much was useful? How much was useless? In the beginning, we'll see that so much useless, just telling this and that. But then the moment we become aware of them, slowly, we can improve the quality of speech. Mridhavakyam, needless words. Without any purpose or reason. Just chatting. Just gossiping. Vridhavakyam na samuchchayyatam. Be careful. We should never ever spend our time and energy in this chatting, in this needless talks. says, Shastra says, we should take, whenever we are speaking, we have to be careful. We should have 4 measurements. Before we speak, we should check, okay, with these 4 standards. What are they? Satyam bruyat, priyam bruyat, hitam bruyat, mitam bruyat. Veda is giving us instruction. Satyam bruyat. See, I'm going to speak something. Is this truth? No, I saw in WhatsApp. So unless we are very convinced, we are very sure that something is true. Just because somebody said, it doesn't mean that it is true. We should convince that what I am speaking is truth, which I have checked and verified and found that this is true. Satyam. Second is, see, when I am telling this, is there any good, anything good will happen by speaking this? Hitam. Is this good? By telling this to the other person, will something good happen? If yes, please speak. If no, don't speak. The third rule is priyam. Priyam means sometimes some things are truth. Hitam also. But we should know how to speak. We should not hurt the feelings of others. As much as possible, we should be especially us, we are sadhakas, we should be very careful with our words. It should be satyam, it should be hitam, it should be priyam, it should be pleasing. Are we able to speak truth in a pleasing way? This is also very important. Sometimes some people are there, everybody hates them. Why? If you ask, whatever they are telling is most of the time is true only. And sometimes it is good also. But the way they present it, make them, people hate such people. Oh, what kind of a person? Let's just go from here. Because the word is very powerful. Why? The word came from the mouth of the Lord, and which is along with fire. Mugad, Agnischa, So from the mukha only, from the mouth only, Agni and Vak, both of them came to exist through the mouth of the Lord. So the Agnirvai Vak, Veda says that Vak is Agni, the speech is fire. Should be very careful when we are dealing with fire. Human beings became human beings because we found how to use fire. That was one of the greatest step in the evolution of human race. So fire is that which helped us to go forward. The fire helps us to cook food. The inner fire helps us to digest. The fire is that which actually keeps us warm. The life is based on fire. The fire can actually join things. So much is possible through fire. Without fire, life is impossible. But the same fire can burn us. The same fire can destroy. So the fire is neither good nor bad. How we use it is the thing. That's why be careful that our speech, we should be very careful about the speech because it can burn, it can help, it can heal, at the same time it can destroy. So, vridhavakyam natu samuchchaidyatam. Uchchaidyatam, please utter. Never utter anything which is useless. Very, very, sometimes we sit down and then we do some chatting and so it is okay. Oh, now onwards we'll not speak to each other. Sometimes we have to sit down, just joke something But even while joking, we should be careful that we are not criticizing people. Most of our jokes are criticizing, put somebody into, in a difficult situation. That kind of joke is tamasikam. No, just nice something joke, it's okay. But taking people, mimicking them, we may laugh, but on whom we are doing it may be very painful for that person. So be very careful when we do such things. Sit down, sometimes we chat, some light moments are very much needed for us, but be careful that it is not something which is very hurting for others. No, the most important thing in spiritual life is that we start to feel. We start to feel the goodness and badness and happiness and sadness of others. Okay, so if suppose we start to do this vridhavakyucharana, just joking. Sometimes, I was just joking. But many of the jokes only ended in great wars. So, this vridhavakya, why Shastra is telling this? Because this vridhavakyucharana, just talking unnecessarily without any, thinking, that can create great trouble in our life. There is a Subhashita says, Jihwagre vasate Lakshmi, Jihwagre mitra bandhavaha, Jihwagre bandhana praptihi, Jihwagre maranam dhruva. Jihwagre, on tongue, on the tip of our tongue, vasate Lakshmi. The Mahalakshmi resides on the tip of our tongue. Means, if you know how to speak well, Mahalakshmi will come to us. Not only wealth, all kinds of blessings, everything comes to us. Prosperity comes to us if you know how to speak properly. Jihwagre vasate Lakshmi, Jihwagre mitra bandhavaha. Mitra, friends and relatives. We gain friends and relatives through the tongue, how we speak. If we know how to speak properly, then we will have friends, we will have relatives. Jihwagre bandhana praptihi. If you do not know how to speak properly, bandhana praptihi, will be bound. We are riding and then the police asks us to stop. When he comes and talks to us, we can spend one day in the government, with the government. So, Jihwagre bandhana praptihi. If you do not know how to speak properly, we shall be bound. Not only that, Jihwagre maranam dhruvam. And if we are using very wrong kinds of words and then things, maranam, the death also can come through our speech. So, be careful. So that's why, natu vridhavakyam samuchchayatyata. So it can lead us to all kinds of difficulties in life. Think about many of the problems what we face in our life, whether it is in married life or anything. If you think, actually, most of the problems are coming because we do not know how to speak. Sometimes we never intend. मेरे intention तो वह नहीं था. The intention was not that. I was just, but, whatever we speak, how it will affect other person, we do not know. So be careful. Natu vridhavakyam samuchchayatyatam. Okay? So they say, Agnidahadapi kadinam vakparushya. See, if it burns, after some time it will heal. But if we speak cruel, rude words, after many, many years, 50 years ago, you told me that. I still remember. Agnidahadapi. it is very, it will not heal. The wound which is created by this, by vridhavakya, wrong utterings, very difficult to heal. So, no. Then says, Bhagavan, Narada says, Dhana nastika vairicharitam nasravaniyam navaktavyam. What do you mean by vridhavakyam? Dhana, nastika, vairi, adicharitam. When we sit down, if we start to speak about money and wealth and that, should be very careful. Never ask other people what is their salary, how much money is there, etc., etc. Because it all can create dhana, nastika, about all kinds of people who are telling about against the dharma, nastikavada. And vairicharitam, whatever will create our enemy, the stories of enemy. Enemy is not only our enemy, but all those wrong feelings and that values, that if we start to speak, they will start to put impressions in our mind. Okay, ideas into our mind, and which will distract. See, who we were here 1 month before that. Those people are not. We are changed. We are here with a purpose. Our purpose is changed. Our goal of life is changed. We are sadhakas. So when we are in this path, we should be very careful that what we are hearing, what we are speaking, what are those inputs coming to our mind. Because the moment we start to get ready, prepare ourselves for meditation, then all these even small things matters. When we were living in the world with all kinds of negativities and then all that, it doesn't matter also. But as we are becoming more calmer and quieter, and we dedicate our life for spiritual pursuits, even as a negative thought, if it is there, what will happen? When we sit for our meditation, these negative thoughts are more powerful than the positive thoughts. In our seat of meditation, these things will start to pop up. Puja Gurudev used to say, in order to meditate for half an hour, we had to prepare ourselves for 23 and a half hours. Unless our entire day is there we are preparing, it is not easy for us to meditate. So, natu vridhavakyam samuchayyatam. Okay. Now, another kind of speech, what we do, when we sit together, when our friends, etc., we tend to speak about all our sufferings which happened in the past. All our troubles, all the sufferings, all those, very rarely we speak about good things. It's not that good things never happened in my life, but what I remember most is those moments of suffering. And when we sit together, when we become good friends, when we feel that I can speak, then what we do? We go back into all those dark moments of our life and we speak. Says, never do that. Why? We are opening the wounds which are almost healed. We go back to those sufferings, that dark moments of our life. Actually, we are reliving that experience. We are again going back to that time, and then we relive. But at that time, when we are actually facing the situation, the grace of Lord is with us. So that somehow we manage and come out. But now, when we go back consciously, the grace is not there. So we suffer more than actual suffering. I'm sure many of us can actually, feel that. See, sometimes we think, oh my God, how I passed those days, how I overcame those days. Sometimes we ourselves wonder, because there was grace of Lord. Bhagwan's grace was there, so we sailed. But now when we revisit it, there is no grace. So that anger, that frustration, that all will come such a manner that it can destroy us. So, natu vridha vakyam. And what is the point of telling all these things? We get agitated. The one who is listening, that person get agitated. So, never ever. Those are all gone. Let us close those chapters. Never ever visit them. Just forget about them. Forgive and forget. Pujya Shivananji says, forgive and forget. Okay? Yes, something happened in our life. Okay, let us forgive them. That only will help us to forget them. Now, many of us say, when we are when we meet people, they say, Swamiji, I'm not able to forget that. They say, actually, I have forgiven, but I cannot forget. That is just a lie. Because if we have forgiven, we can forget. If we are not forgetting, it means we have not totally forgiven. Forgive and forget. Never bring those bad memories back into our life and speak about them. If you want to speak about nice things which happen in our life. No, a meeting with Mahatmas, attending classes. Oh, so many good things happened. Why are we not want to speak about them? Only good things which will inspire others. No? So, that is very, very important. Now, another problem with this Vridhavakya is Anya Papa Grahanam. Many times what we speak is the shortcomings of others. What we call as gossip. When we are speaking about the shortcomings of others, they say that those shortcomings makes a print in our subconscious mind, and then we also get a part of their power. There's a nice story. There was one old man. This person, before he go to sleep, every day he will say, Om Chitraguptaya Namaha. You know who is Chitragupta? Yeah, Chitragupta is the accountant of Yamadharma. He is the one who is writing all our karma. Okay, what we have done, what we have thought. Thought, yes, that also. See, when we are created, a chip is kept inside. That chip is always recording what are the things we are doing. That is not a Chitragupta. Well hidden, that's the meaning. Chitragupta, where in our Karana Sharira only, well hidden he is there. In the entire universe, nobody worships Chitragupta. I heard that in Delhi there is a temple for Chitragupta. Somebody told me. But otherwise, nobody worships Chitragupta. So, this man every day used to, before sleep, he will say Chitraguptaya Namaha. And this person became very old. So one day when he says Chitraguptaya Namaha, Chitragupta appeared in front of him. And seeing that Chitragupta, he prostrated and said, Oh, I'm so happy I could see you. And he said, what about my files? Are they all okay? He said, everything is okay, only one problem is there. What is there? There is one mountain of leeches waiting for you. Huh? Mountain of leeches? Yes, you have to eat all of them. My God, why? Many years ago, you did something which is very, Papa. Acha, what? I have not done anything like the leeches and me. What is the connection? See, one day, your wife cooked rice. And there was one leech sitting on the, in olden days, it used to be the firewood and all that, okay. The leech was fallen into the rice. Okay. The moment the lady saw, she removed it. But already leech is fallen, so yesterday's nimitta dosha has happened. So they should not eat this. So she went to husband and asked what we should do. So the leech just was fallen and then I removed. Now, what should we do? That's also, olden days, not like ours, half a glass of rice. No. There will be so many people in the house, so you have to cook kilograms and kilograms of rice. Now, what should we do? Some good rice. So he said, see, there are many people working in our field, etc. Give that food to them. Why? Because it's not, just fallen and then taken out. So, that was distributed to all the workers. Now, how many grains of rice were there in that entire cooked food? So many leeches are waiting for you so that you have to eat it. I said, but then why? He said, if you also had taken that food, then okay. But what you did, you gave it to others and you cooked for yourself again. So it's a papa. So now these are waiting. So you mind, God, now what to do? Kya karenge abhi? What can I do? Said, don't worry, you are old man, some 80, 84 years old. Said, you do one thing. Today onwards, tomorrow onwards, you ask your young daughter to take care of you. And ask her to sleep in your room. Think about an old man. But the young daughter is there at home. So ask her, whatever your wife is doing now, ask your daughter to do. In the sense, giving food, giving water, all those things. And let her sleep in your room. Brahmana, this old man was, okay, what is there? He said, okay. Next day onwards, he started. So, there was one saint. He was born in a lower caste. So, both of he and his wife were coming through the paddy fields. And they saw that this Brahmana is coming. This old man is coming. So, the paddy field, the very small path is there. So, this person told his wife, let us give way to this old man so that he can pass. This lady said, why should we give path to this papi? Why? Because this papi, this is such a wretched man who is treating his daughter as wife. This Mahatma said, there was one leech left. That was for you. The condition was, see, when this happens, people will start to speak, of course. They will start to tell things, which the Brahmana never even thought, old man never thought. Then people will tell, okay, this person is like this person is like... So what Chitragupta was doing, whoever was telling this kind of gossip, one atta, that leech was given to one person. So there was one last one, that was now you also got. So like that is ours. When we speak the ill of others, when we gossip, their papas will come to us. So, natu vridhavakyam samuchchayadam. So never speak ill of others. We do not know actually what happened. Even if we know also, why should we say? Natu vridhavakyam samuchchayadam. So, yogasya pradhamam dwaram vagnirodho aparigraha. Bhagavan Patanjali says, the first step of yoga is vagnirodha. Speak wisely. Do not blabber. Do not just things which are, unethical, lies. Be careful. That is the first dwara. Because to speak, we need lots of energy. If you give a lecture of 1 hour, that actually needs energy more than digging this entire place. So much of energy is needed. So when we are speaking, we are actually spending energy. So if we want to spend energy for positive purpose. If we do vridhavakyucharana, then what will happen? Our energies will be wasted. Of course, our physical energy, we know how much, energy we need to speak. Not only physical energy, our mental energy, our spiritual energy, whatever punya we have, collected doing different tapas, everything will be lost with vridhavakyucharanam. It doesn't mean that, we should now don't speak anything, but we have to. We have to speak to each other and all that. Tat chindanam, tat kadhanam, anyonyam, tat prabodhanam. Think about the truth. Speak about it. Discuss with this. Now, about Bhagavan, about Mahatmas, about the different topics we cover in the class. That all should be done. Now, vridhavakyam na samucharyata. All those loose, useless talk, that we have to control. That's very, very, very important. This is known as vachika tapas, maunam. Mauna is a very important tapas which we all should take up. Okay, first maunam is our mobile maunam. Of course we need that equipment. Nowadays it's not possible for us to, we have to keep in contact with our family. Everything is okay. But restrict the use of mobile to some time. Every day, maybe after lunch, sometime, etc., etc. That is now, this is becoming I'm sure that it will become a disease now. Youngsters, the new generation, they have nothing. They are always into this. Not only young generation, more than that. So that's good. Use it wisely. But this maunam is very important. Second maunam is in our day, we fix some hours of silence. For example, we finished our dinner by 8:30, 8:45, 9. Feel that from 9 to next day breakfast. Okay, 9 to, then we come to the class, 8:15, our breakfast happens. Up to that, we keep maunam. So, see, most of the time we are sleeping, so we don't have to worry much about. Then we have, after 9, so sometimes there is something that has to be discussed, etc. Okay, otherwise, keep mauna. This can be a great sadhana for us. From night 9 to morning, breakfast. So, before class, etc., when we come for the tea, etc., avoid chatting. Because that chatting, etc., will create unnecessary waves in our mind. And when we are sitting for the class, sometimes those memories, those thoughts will come and disturb us. So natu vridhavakyam samuch. So mauna is a very important sadhana. And also maybe once in a week, like, whichever day you like to take up, maybe Thursday or whatever is your Ishtadevata's day, Monday. One day, try to speak minimum. See, some people, what they do, they take up this maunam and they have a 500 pages notebook. Keep on writing. That is not maunam. See, mauna is actually munehe bhavaha. What is the meaning of maunam? Mauna is not talking. More than our speech, it is of mind. Okay, so when we are in maunam, mananat maunam, we are actually contemplating something. We are thinking about something higher. So that's the maunam word. So in one week, one day, take up as a mauna day. It doesn't mean that when you have to speak, the class, the teacher asks you a question. Don't do that, okay? And also when you have to speak something, there is something necessary you have to convey to a person. That time we speak, no problem. But keep one day minimum speech. You will actually feel that you get so much of energy by doing such small sadhanas. See, their sadhana is the topic here. Also, when we are eating also, someday you see that you will not eat any rice, etc. Only the dal is there, vegetables are there, and so many things are there. They are giving us, salad, so many things are there. One day, these are all up to us. We cannot, enforce. No, you have to do this. Then it becomes take up your own sadhanas about food, about speech, about mind. Okay, so these are some small things which will help us a lot. Bhagavan says in Gita, Swalpamapyasya dharmasya trayate mahato bhayat. If you take up small spiritual practices, that will also give us such big results. Okay, so this 1 year is the time for sadhana. Okay, see, when we go back to our house, many things may not be possible, but here we can. Okay, so but wisely. Some people, what they do, they go into a mood and then they stop eating and then stop talking. That is not advisable at this stage, because our mind is still, So do wisely how much we can do, so that it is not bringing any kind of negative effects on our mind. That's very important, okay? If you have taken up mauna and then mind is becoming very go to somebody and talk about something good. Because this is very important. Sometimes people take up sadhanas which they are not ready for. And that will create a lot of havoc in the spiritual life. Should be very intelligent about, we should take the right decisions about sadhana. But if you can, please take up such small sadhanas. Take Likhita Japa. Take up a book and then every day write 1 page or 10 times or 100 times, whatever is, Japa. Your Ishta Mantra, you start writing. Likhita Japa. Keep a spiritual diary. Night, before we go back to our sleep, think about not the diary about what happened, about what were the challenges we faced today. How much mantra japa we could do, how much meditation we could do. What are the good things in spiritual level happen. Make a small note. Okay? And be, more and more silent and connected with the Lord. Spend more time in our spiritual practices, in our studies, in fruitful activities, so that this 1 year we will be able to use it the best way. This 1 year is Bhagavan's special gift. It will go just like this. Next Deepavali we are not together, please understand. Okay? Wait, not even 1 year. Time will pass like anything. The one day we'll be sitting here and I will be telling you, thank you very much. See, it's very, very near, okay? Don't think this is 1 year is there. And this 1 year, we should be able to make a very strong foundation for our spiritual life. Not only just by hearting things. We should be able to take up good practices. Imbibe those great values in us. And then all our life will be able to progress well. Shudvyadischa chikitsyataam pratidinam bhikshaushadham bhujyatam swadvannam natu yachyatam vidhivashat praptena santushyatam shitoshnadi vishahyatam natu vridhavakyam samuccharyatam Audasenyamabhipsyatam janakripa naishturyamutsrijyatam. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namah. Harihi Om.